Hi, it's Grace and Annabel again, and today we thought we'd have a little chit chat about Christmas because obviously it's very, very close.
Yeah, and it's always that time of year where you start to think, what are we going to do this year? And I know you're thinking differently.
I am. Because my son's now 25, I'm thinking it'll be a turkey crown, like a roast lunch, and no extras really. We'll have a garland on the fireplace and a small tree, and that's it. We're scaling back. How about you?
Well, you moved into a new house, and also, you want to be a little bit frugal, don't you? Because you can get carried away.
Yeah. And you know, when you move into a new house, there's lots of costs. So, but also I think when you've got small children, or if you've got grandchildren, which I don't have yet, Christmas is an entirely different kettle of fish, isn't it?
But it's funny, isn't it? Because, it's normally the woman, isn't it, that brings traditions into the home, with the Christmas traditions. And, when I got married to my husband, I brought a lot of from my parents, what we did as children, which made me so happy. And my husband, being Jewish, never had Christmas. And now, can I tell you, first of all, he's the king of Christmas decorations, mostly naff Christmas decorations. He finds the wackiest, most hilarious one. Last year we had singing hats. And we went to drinks parties in our singing hats, and they sang.
Oh, I think that's really good fun.
So we did that, and but also he's now the king of if there are any children out there, you shouldn't be watching this, the king of Christmas stockings. He loves them, and it's just so bizarre that he gets more excited about it.
Well, he likes buying all the little bits for them.
Yes, he loves it. He's saying to me, so where are we? How are we doing on Christmas stockings? In fact, he's done absolutely nothing so far. I said to him this morning, well, I'm doing okay. What about you? So, yeah.
I think that's really nice that he goes to all that effort.
Yeah,
because it is a lot of effort. That kind of thing.
Absolutely.
And you were saying about Christmas changes a little bit, and I think it's like you remember loved ones, don't you? It's like you grew up with Christmas with your parents, and then some of our parents are no longer with us.
Yeah, it's that time.
But
it is that time of year, isn't it, where it does highlight those that you loved, that you probably spent Christmas with. I mean, I always think a lot about my parents around this time of year, because I remember all the things my mother would be doing. We were never well off, but she always made a big thing about Christmas, and for similar reasons that we have it. For me, with 4 children, it's one of the rare times that I get all 4 at home together. Because
so that's what it's really about. It's being with friends and loved ones. So, I mean, for example, did you know there's going to be about 1 million people this year in the UK alone? That's not worldwide, just in the UK. Who are going to be on their own at Christmas.
And that must be the worst thing, knowing that everyone else is having a jolly time.
Or you think everyone else is having it. They're probably having arguments.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's horrible. But then you could always maybe just keep an eye open for a neighbour who perhaps would love to come in for a glass of sherry, or maybe share your lunch with you if you're that way inclined. Because it's not always.
I've got a neighbour who I really thought she's got an elderly mother who's in a nursing home, and of course in nursing homes they tend to celebrate Christmas earlier so that on Christmas Day they can have skeleton staff. And she's got a brother, but for some reason she's not going to him, and I just happened to say to her, what are you doing? And she said, nothing actually. And it was, and I said, well, for goodness sake.
What, you mean friends that you wouldn't even think would be on their own?
Exactly. Or friends that, I've got friends who've got 4 children between them, and they're actually 3 of their children are either abroad, one's abroad, and 2 are off visiting their partner's parents.
But if I was on my own, I'd be too scared to ask anyone, because I wouldn't want to interrupt their festivities.
So I think you just need to
keep an eye open and maybe just be a bit more aware that some of your friends who you think are going to be happily ensconced on Christmas Day won't actually be, which is
And as my children said to me, Mum, we've got to have somebody coming round for Christmas, because otherwise we'll all still be in our pyjamas at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which I actually didn't mind. But it does mean that we'll feel the need to get dressed up, and because you could just, with nobody there, you could just go, oh, for goodness sake, it's just a roast chicken lunch. I mean, bigger turkey, but you do make more of an effort when people are coming, so I think it's nice to include them.
And also, I like Christmas Eve, because I'm afraid to say, one day of the year we tend to go to church, and I sit there loving it and actually feeling guilty in equal measure, because I'm thinking the vicar's looking at me thinking, oh, you haven't been here once a year. But there is something magical about Christmas in church,
and also because it's the gathering of people who are for once all peaceful, and
and it feels like you might get peace in the world.
Yes,
and also it's such a calming place to be, and plus the fact that it's 11 o'clock at night, and you're thinking, whoa, it's funny being in a church near midnight. But
I know
it is.
It's also in the rush coming up to Christmas. I think that when you get. My mother used to say to me, she loved midnight mass, because it was that moment where you thought, well, that's it, I can't do any more, and you just stop and you sit and you contemplate and you
totally
just relax, and you think, it's all done now, I can't do anything. If I've forgotten a present for somebody, well, hey ho, tough, exactly. So,
and also let's leave this video with a little message saying, don't panic about Christmas lunch. It's just a roast Sunday, like a Sunday roast.
Exactly.
It's really not worth worrying about. And this is our last video of 2017, so we'd like to wish all of you happy Christmas,
and see you in 2018. Bye.
Hard to imagine the house that's not a home. Try to imagine Christmas all alone. That's where I'll be since you left me. My tears could melt the snow. What can I do without you? I've got no place to go. It'll be lonely this Christmas without you to hold. It'll be lonely this Christmas, lonely and cold.